welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you've seen my videos before, then you probably know that I usually cover recent missing person cases. Today's case, however, is from 1972, and it's that of Patricia Jane Wagner's. Although it's been nearly 50 years, her family, specifically her cousin Eileen, won't give up on finding answers. I hope that this video can help raise awareness, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. On the evening of October 20th, 1972, Patricia Jane Wagner, who I'll be referring to as Patty, left her home in Jersey City, New Jersey. That day, the single mother of two asked her mother if she would be willing to watch her two boys so that she could go on a date with a man named Dennis. Not much has been released about Dennis publicly, not even his last name. It is known that he was a family friend and that he was a little bit older than Patty. Patty's mother agreed to watch the boys, but her son, Kenny, who was 5 at the time, begged her not to go. Patty told him that she would make it up to him by taking him to McDonald's the following day. Years later, Kenny explained that he had a gut feeling that his mother wouldn't return if she left that night, and he was right. Patty was picked up by Dennis for their coffee date and has never been seen or heard from again. When Patty hadn't returned by the following morning, her mother called the authorities and reported her as missing. The man that Patty had went on a date with, Dennis, had also been reported missing by his family. Because of this, the police just assumed that the two had run off together. While her family knew that that wasn't the case and that Patty wouldn't leave her children behind, it seems as if authorities just accepted that explanation and did little else. What furthered their belief that the two had run off together was the fact that Dennis didn't pick up his final paycheck. For the next 5 decades, both Patty and Dennis's whereabouts remained unknown. That was until 2020, when investigators believed that they had actually located Dennis living in Florida. However, after family spoke to the man, it turned out that it wasn't the Dennis that Patty had seen that night. Based on this information, there are really only 2 possibilities. The first is that Dennis was responsible for Patty's disappearance and that he has been on the run ever since. The second is that someone else may have been involved and that this person caused both Patty and Dennis to disappear. The second theory leads me to the next piece of information. Like I said, Patty had 2 sons. Their father is a man named Andy. Andy was not the best person around, and he and Patty did not have the best relationship either. There were several occasions in which their altercations turned physical. In fact, a few days before Patty went missing, he had hurt her significantly. When he realized that she was actually leaving him, he was outraged. And even more so when he realized about her blooming relationship with Dennis. Considering his past, I think it's completely possible that Andy found out about the date that night and that he interrupted them on their way there, or potentially afterwards. A few years after the disappearance, Andy actually took his life, not leaving behind any answers if he had any. Patty would be 75 years old today. Unfortunately, her mother, Marie, who took care of her boys after she disappeared, passed away without ever knowing what happened to her daughter. Like I said though, Patty's family remains dedicated to finding out what happened that night and has been trying to keep her name and story out there. Patty is 5'3" and weighed around 120 pounds at the time of her disappearance. If you have any information at all, now's the time to come forward and call the number in the description below. It goes without saying, but I'm sure that Patty's family and friends will watch this video, so be kind and compassionate in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to listen to Patty's story. I'll see you in my next one.